Man United nil, Tottenham 1. The Europa League final. Before I get on to Man United, just congratulations to Tottenham. They didn't play well, but they got the result. And in 10, 15 years, nobody cares. All that matters is the result. So enjoy it. Enjoy the trophy. Have the bus stop parade and enjoy the summer. I want to give Tottenham more credit, but they didn't play well. And I don't want to say that they were undeserving, because this is not a beauty pageant. The finals are not that. All you need to do is win. And that's what they did. And that's what Man United was supposed to do. They didn't play a high line. They didn't go on the offensive. They just sat back. They waited for their opportunities and they took them. And you can't hate on that. You just cannot. And then you look on the other side and you look at Man United. They're doing something which I wanted them to do throughout the season and hopefully into next season, which is keep the ball, have possession, able to receive the ball from the keeper and then move it upfield. But is this the place where you do this? No. You have to score goals. I know there are people on this team, and I'm going to try my best not to name people who cannot score goals. But that should have been the initiative for the entire team. Either sit back and set up shop and don't allow Tottenham to come and score a scrappy goal, which is what they did, and then decide, I need to send Maguire up front. I need to make these changes and somehow score a goal. You know we don't score goals. So defend. And the thing about this is about the defense. And especially against Tottenham, we have lost 3 times to them, okay? And let's not talk about the Carabao Cup, because we had substituted a lot and we didn't have a strong team on that, and they won that 4-3. But besides that, just look at the 2 performances in the league. The first game, Van der Ven picks the ball up in his box, runs across the field and passes it across, and guess who's at the back post? Brennan Johnson. We conceded a goal from 10 feet away in the box. Then go to the second tie. This was at Tottenham. Again, I don't know if it was a free kick or some Spurs player shot the ball. As usual, Onana couldn't catch it. It bounces off him, and guess who's there first at the ball? It's James Maddison, and he taps it in. And just last week against West Ham, I can't believe I'm talking about this again and again. I think it was Kudus who takes it across, goes to the he was just off the goalpost and he crosses it across, and everybody on the defensive line is watching the player and not watching the guy behind them. And I just don't get this. We concede stupid goals, especially when you are not scoring goals. You need to stop conceding goals. Okay? So when today's goal, when that cross is coming in, stop watching the ball. Watch the player next to you. How do you miss him? This always happens. Get a shoulder onto the player, and this is what we do. It's always the case where I can keep going. Against Leon, we had the first goal in their mini comeback was a header, and then another header where the defenders, the back line is just, I don't know what they're doing. They're just watching the ball as it's going ping ponging over everybody's head and into the back of the net. And today, the same thing happened. The ball is crossed in, nobody's marking, and then suddenly Brennan Johnson is there and he misses it. Luckily, he misses it. But we are not in possession. It bounces off Luke Shaw, and then Onana dives inside the goal. He was past the line, and then he's trying to push it out. I hate to pick on players. I just don't want to do that, but you just cannot help it. These players, I'll get on the manager, and there's a lot to talk about that, especially after this result. But what do we do about these players? There has to be a lot of changes. I can complain about the people up front and complain about the people at the back, and even the people in the middle can't seem to keep possession. So what happens next? We concede the goal, and guess what? Tottenham doesn't want to score another goal. They just sit back, and later on they get another defender, and yeah, what are you going to do? Who's going to score? Bruno? Ahmad? Ahmad was giving them problems earlier on in the game, and then guess what happened? They doubled him, and he doesn't have the pace. He has the skills, but he doesn't have the pace to take on people. And then on the other side, you had Mason Mount. I don't know, just the manager said, oh, I had to play him. Garnacho missed a goal in the last tie, so against Bilbao. So yes, I had to play him. I don't know. Your options are not good. So I'm not gonna stick up for somebody when the other option is equally bad. So we couldn't do anything from the wings. Dogu played well. He got some crosses. Rasmus, I know he was able to hold up the ball a few times, but did he have a shot on goal? No. There was one cross where he tried to head the ball in, and I don't know what was going on there. But we are so bad. And I don't want to hate on Tottenham, because I just don't want to do that. But they didn't even play well. We had the majority of the possession. We can't score. And when you can't score, you need to defend. And we can't do that either, because we let in one, and then they had some other chances. There was one, I think Solanke was going down the left side, and he crossed it, and I don't know, and then I don't remember, but they had some chances, and then there was a cross in, and I think Danso tried to kick it in, and he missed. But we had some chances, but we just can't score. Garnacho came in, he had a shot immediately, and that was a good save by Vicario. I would take Vicario right now. I really care about a goalkeeper who can play out from the back, but not when you can't do the basics. You have to do the basics, because otherwise it's pointless. I might as well put another defender in goal who doesn't know how to use his hands, because their keeper saved them. And I know, I forget who they gave their man of the match, but it was Vicario. I know he made a mistake where he came out and punched the ball and he was out of position, and credit to them that I don't know who headed the ball. I think it was Rasmus or somebody, and Van der Ven cleared it off the line. And then we had a header towards the end where Luke Shaw headed it, and again a brilliant save. We had a free kick where Bruno took it direct onto goal, and that was saved. And then we had another free kick where Lenny Euro makes a touch, but again a brilliant save. I mean, what if that was on the other end? I mean, what would the final score have been? And don't tell me 1-0 because I'll really lose it. So Postecoglou has won a trophy. He did what he said he would do. They get the money. I don't know if they'll spend it, but I mean, that's their problem. And they're in the Champions League. Okay, so they're in the Champions League. And Man United, you said, oh, you need preseason. I don't have time to train my players. Okay, now you have one game a week until you play the Carabao Cup, and then next year in January when you start the FA Cup. So you are in 3 trophies. You don't have the money, but you are in 3 trophies, and you needed to win this game. Just didn't you hear Jim Ratcliffe say that we are running out of money? And so just wait. I'm going to talk about the signings later, because that's another thing. You don't have Champions League football, you don't have money, and you just have the past. That's it. You just have the past, and you're hoping that in the short term you rely on the past to get a win. I mean, to get these players, and then hopefully that will change. So I don't know what happens in the summer. So let's go get on to the manager. So this is something which kind of bugs me, because I hear it from all the other Man United fans, and I don't want to discredit their opinion, because I have an opinion and they should have an opinion. And I can understand where they're coming from when they're saying, look at the league table, we are 16th. Nothing can excuse this performance over the course of the year. And my only retort is that you should be saying that all the time. And I know a lot of people say that all the time, but that should not have changed regardless of whether we won or lost today. So I'm looking at Ruben Amorim. By the way, the best manager from Portugal. And he was replacing the best manager from the Netherlands. So maybe it's not the managers, it's the club. Now, who next? Best manager from Spain, best manager from Germany? I mean, just a side note, I hope Ten Hag gets the Bayer Leverkusen job, because that's an experiment which will be run on the side where, let's see how Leverkusen does. Maybe they play well, or maybe it was Ten Hag's fault, but I don't think it's Ten Hag's fault, because I know what he did in the Dutch league, and then what he did in Europe. So I think it's just Man United, and we are rotten. And the first biggest problem at Man United is the ownership. But I don't want to spend time complaining about the ownership, because it's a waste of time. There's a protest after the Aston Villa game this weekend. But what's going to happen? Again, I'm not saying protests are bad and they don't work, but owners of football clubs are like dictators. You just hope that they're kind and care about their people, in this case, fans. But if they don't, you're in a deep bleep, okay? And there's not much you can do about it. You can hope for the best. And that's kind of the situation here. I mean, Ineos has bought a certain percentage, but they don't have much say. They can change a few things. They may know more about football than the Glazers, so maybe they are more proactive and make changes, and maybe they can fix things. But I just don't know. But I mean, talking about it, what does that do? Especially for me, I mean, someone who's sitting very far away. So I mean, I just pray for the local fans, the local community, especially those who are losing jobs, that something good comes from this result, and hopefully some change. But if the ownership and the management, I'll put them together, because the management is hired by the ownership, and they kind of all make decisions. I don't want to talk about that shit. Below that is recruitment. Man United has a recruitment problem. Okay, it's not a manager problem, it's a recruitment problem. Okay, when managers come to this club and they try to fix it, guess what? They are stuck. They are stuck with players who are on bad contracts. Not just bad contracts, they were purchased for bad fees. You can't even sell them, because I don't want to sell these guys because I won't get enough money back. Why did you? Who spends 89 million whatever pounds on Anthony? Again, Anthony is not a bad player, but 89. When I think, if I'm not wrong, that in the summer he was available for 40. So there's nothing. There's no plan. There's no process in purchasing players. I mean, it's all, oh, I think that guy looks good. Maybe that guy. And who beat us in the league? Or maybe we should go try get him. There's nothing. And you want to know who's the best signing we made in the last few years? Christopher Vivell. Now you might say, who's that guy? Hopefully his name becomes more known, because he's getting the young talent. We need young talent to sell young talent. Now, hopefully they do well, and hopefully they get into the first team, but there's no guarantee. They got Sekou Kone, the midfielder, and he played in the reserves, and I think he's getting loaned, not to be sold, but to get experience, and that's good. We are 100% going to make a profit on him. And the second guy, Diego Leon, the Paraguayan player, who's going to come in the summer, I think when he turns 18. 4 million. 4 million. That was the price we could have got Caicedo for, instead of waiting Brighton to charge 100 plus. So we're getting him for 4 million. And hopefully he's a backup for Patrick Dorgu. Hopefully he plays. Maybe he's not good enough. Maybe he's in the reserves. But we will make a profit on him. And even if it doesn't work out, who cares? Who cares? It's 4 million. But I saw some tape on him and he looks good, but hopefully he gets better. I don't know about getting better, but let's hope. And Aiden Heaven, he's got first team. Cheeto. What happened to Ethan Wheatley? He was a striker. So he was from the academy. So, I mean, this is not a science. You cannot pay a large amount of money on players and then expect them to hit. You are going to miss, and we are missing a lot. And guess what happens when you miss a lot? You have to play them in finals. You play them in finals and you lose, and then everything falls down. So we have players that need to be sold this summer. Support the team, not support the manager. I understand that the manager requires players, but you should have player profiles at this club. Now, this manager plays 3-4-3. Who knows who's the next manager and what he plays? But you need to do your homework and set up player profiles and recruit to that player profile. So maybe Amorim comes in and says, hey, I want this player because I saw this tape. Okay, what's his name? Yeah, let's look at it. Let's talk to our scouts and see whether he can do a good job. I mean, whether he can come here and do a good job. But don't listen completely to the manager. Ruben is trying to fix this team. He doesn't watch other teams all the time. Okay? He's not going over to these other countries and watching them play. He doesn't know how these players behave. Guess what the biggest problem at Man United this past summer with respect to player personnel was people who didn't behave professionally. Okay? We have players who we are trying to sell and they are not professional, and we are trying our best to get them off the wages, and nothing seems to be happening. But guess what? We didn't do our due diligence. We knew there was the red flags, but did we do anything? No. Oh, that guy looks good. I saw him on TV. He plays well. Let's take him. No. It's a complete... You need the complete picture of a player. It's not just... And that's why we're getting Cunha. We're looking at Ryan Cherky. We were looking at Osimhen. I don't know where that's going. Who's the other guys? I mean, these three players, okay? I don't know anything about them. I have no sources. But everything you read about them, they all had trouble with their clubs. And I know talent is required. Otherwise, I would be playing for this bloody club. But it's not just talent. It's how these guys behave in dressing room. We are useless. We have no leaders. Bruno, yeah, he's a leader. Casemiro, yes. Well, who's grabbing the collars? Who's forcing performances out of them? How do you win one game in 10 games and then go to social media? I mean, I just don't get the mentality of this. I know this is old school, but I want a manager who kicks boots across the dressing room. I want managers who has control over the dressing room. I don't want players to control the dressing room. Guess what happened today? Guess what one player who didn't get playing time says? Instead of being despondent about the loss, instead of being professional, he says, I only played 20 minutes. I played all these games leading to the cup, and today I didn't play much, and I don't know what my future holds. Oh my God. I can't believe when I saw that quote. I just couldn't believe it. I mean, either he's going or he's going to be sent out. I can't believe what was happening. I mean, in a proper dressing room, my God, there would be punches thrown. There would be punches thrown. This shit wouldn't last. But in our club, oh, I just come out and you have your pals in the among the journalists and you get with them and you tell them, oh, I don't like this manager. He's making me do things I just don't like to do. Anyway, I mean, it's your Man United is on the edge of a cliff. I mean, you're in 16th. Your most of your points, if I'm correct, was won by Ten Hag. Again, I'm not blaming on Ruben Amorim, and I'm proud of Ruben Amorim because of what he's doing. I love that he's come into this club, put his balls on the table, and he said, I'm going to play my way. Because I saw what you did to the last guy. You didn't support him initially. He lost games. He panicked, and he set up a low block in the back, and then set up those wingers at the halfway line, and we were doing counter attack, try to win. We won some games. We came third. Do you think he couldn't have done that this season? Do you think Ruben couldn't have come here and abandoned his plans and just said, hey, Rasmus, no, not Rasmus, hey, Marcus, I know you're not doing everything I want you to do on the training ground, but you see, I just want to scam a few wins, so I'll excuse whatever you're doing and not set the rules, and let's win some games, and let's hopefully move up the table. Yeah, maybe you'll finish 8th or 9th, but that's okay, and we can sell it as progress. Again, this is not against Marcus. Maybe Marcus goes to Barcelona, plays under Hansi Flick. They have a great team next to him. You are not, and they don't require him to do much. Maybe he goes to Aston Villa and they like him a lot, and so on and so forth. Do you think Marcus could be a captain on this team? No, just a sincere question. Do you think Marcus or even Jaden or even some of these other guys, even Luke Shaw, Mason Mount, I don't want to pick on the other newcomers because they're new, but do you think any of these guys could be captains in the future? I just don't see it. I just don't see it. And what we need now is leadership. And you damn sure can't expect it from these players. And that's why I like this manager when he came out tonight and said, no, I am playing my way. If you don't want me to coach this team, fire me. If the fans don't want to, fire me. Because I'm going to do it this way. And I'm going to get results now. Results, let's see. But I know the question is, oh, so what? Do you think this is a 16th place side? I agree, it's not a 16th place side. But then look at these players. Ruben could have come in and just abandoned everything, and we could have gotten some wins. There were many games throughout this season where we were playing good football, but we just couldn't convert. And then the momentum shifted, and then they score, and then they score another, because God knows what's happening in the back. And then that's it, game over. Against West Ham, we had possession, we were playing good football, and then just like that, conceded 2 goals. Against Wolves, we played really well, and then they scored an amazing free kick and we lost. I'm not even trying to cover for Ruben because there are a lot of questions to be asked, but his team has gotten us playing much better, and we are not playing counter-attack football, but we don't have players. We don't have players up front. We don't have players in the middle. I mean, who can receive the ball? We are relying on Casemiro and Eriksen. Both are great players, but they don't have the legs. And one is leaving, the other should leave as well. And again, he's a good player, but in the Premier League, you cannot use him for 38 games. And that's what we're talking about the league next year, because that's all we're playing. And so, okay, so those two, then Toby, he gets injured a lot, so I don't know what's the thing there. But hopefully he's back, but he's a cover. He's a squad player. Then you have Manuel Ugarte. He gets the ball, but you can't pass him the ball, because you pass him the ball, he loses the ball. And so who are your pivots? Who are your pivots? Okay, so it's Manuel Ugarte because you spent 50 million when you didn't have to. But hey, I wanted the recruitment team to pick a player, and they did. This is not a Ten Hag player, so don't blame it on Ten Hag. This was a recruitment player. They saw the stats, they got him. Okay, now you have to play him. Okay, let's say he's a regular next season. Who's the second spot? Because I don't know why Kobe plays. I don't think this manager likes Kobe, and I don't know why. I think Kobe is better suited for a 3-person midfield, because I just don't think he can run. He doesn't run well. He doesn't run with the ball. He can keep the ball, but I don't know. I think his role is as a 10 up top with the striker, and but he's such a talented player, are you going to keep him on the bench? Or maybe he's part of the rotation where he starts some games, he doesn't start some games. I don't know, but we need midfielders. I'm glad they got Dogu. 30 million, I guess. I mean, money, who cares? It's just a number, right? I mean, fucking hell. We nearly spent 40 million on Giovanni Kenda, a right wing back. And luckily for us, Chelsea came in and sabotaged that deal. You don't need to spend 40, okay, on role players. If you're trying to be cheap, if you're trying to spend a lot of money, go spend it on a striker, a certified striker, a striker who comes in with his certificate and says, this is what I do, this is not potential, this is what I've done. And then give him support. And I'm glad they did. The Cunha, Liam Delap, who knows? He looks good, but I know what happens at this club when they come in. And so you need another striker. You need 2 strikers, and you're getting 110. I think Ahmad is on the other side. Garnacho is going to go. He's going to go. I don't think he can stay after that, because especially, even Ruben called him out, because somebody in the press asked Ruben, so why did you make changes, and why did you play Mason? And he's saying, oh, didn't you see Garnacho miss last time? And I don't know what's the relation between Ruben and Alejandro, but I don't think it's good. But hopefully Chelsea come in and get the most money. I don't care. Sell in the Premier League. They have bigger pockets. Don't sell him to Italy and get peanuts, and then we're looking like shit because we can't buy anybody because we don't get anything on sales. You are getting sales. That left back who's going to get sold from Benfica to Real Madrid, you are getting some money there. Okay, Garnacho, I think he has potential, but I don't know, the attitude. It's going to clash. Either you should have the work ethic of a Ronaldo if you have the attitude of a Ronaldo. Okay, so don't talk shit when you have been missing many chances. You have pace. Everybody has pace in the beginning. Okay, pace doesn't last you long. There's many chances you get where you miss. It goes over the goal, or it doesn't the target. You don't even get the keeper to make a save. And now you are claiming that I should have played. I should have played. Yes, you may have scored some goals, but guess what? We don't score a lot. So being a leading scorer in a team which doesn't score many goals is not that big of an achievement. So players, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen on Sunday. There's a protest. Man United have to win. You have to win. There is no option. You cannot not win. You are going to get destroyed all summer. Ruben, you have to win. Okay? And what happens next season? I hope they don't make a change. I hope they give him more time. But I just don't want I just don't want a short-sighted decision, okay? Where the management doesn't know what it's doing and decides, I don't want to fire him because and then I would have to spend so much to let him go, and then keep him, and then okay, he has some bad performances and then the crowd gets onto him, and then you start panicking and saying, okay, now I need to fire him. No, that's not what good teams do. You have access to the manager. Go to the manager's office, sit with him, speak to him, ask him what are the problems, communicate with him. So like in December we brought one player, which was Patrick Dorgu. First game he starts on the right, not on the left where he played for Lecce, but he starts on the right. And guess what happens? Everybody's like, oh, what happened? And I think Ruben said something, and I don't think it was that important. But guess what? Who should have had the same question? Management. So, and ownership. So Omar Barada should have walked up to Ruben's office and, hey, I need 5 minutes. I spent 30 million on this player. What's he doing on the right? And that's where Ruben should give the unadulterated truth to Omar Barada. And that's how you do this. So I'm hopefully they've had many conversations. They've had many conversations where they know who sucks, who's not good enough, and who's not even good enough for the squad. And unfortunately, many players are not good enough in the squad, and you have to be a little ruthless. I mean, we had a deal with West Ham to sell Harry Maguire, and I don't know, for some reason, people love Harry Maguire again. And again, I'm not hating on him, but we don't want him at Man United. He does play a role, but can he be a starter? Can he play a high line? Can you move the line up with him? And if Matthias de Ligt when he does get better, I think he plays the central role. Possibly in big games you might have Maguire and Matthias, and even if that's the case, and Harry has an extra. We utilize the option, which is an additional year. So he has just 1 year. So what, are you going to give him a contract, or what? Just run out the option and just leave? Anyway, the left centre back, I mean, Luke Shaw, I don't know how long he's going to be injury free, even if he's not. But guess what? Guess what's happening next summer? It's the World Cup. So who's going to be fit for the World Cup? Yeah, Luke Shaw. So I'm guessing he's going to play. He's going to be fit. He's going to play a lot of games. And hopefully that buys some time for Lisandro Martinez to get back. And we are missing Lisandro. I know he's short and he does some things in the back which very questionable. But he does come forward. and he does make those crosses, and he does find players. And just imagine when you have good players up front, it might make a lot of difference. So who else is on the injury list? I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know where they're going to start. This summer is going to be very important. I mean, you just cannot have one or two changes, get those players in for preseason, and then make maybe one or two more on the final day, on the deadline day, where they don't have preseason. We need to give the manager a preseason. He requested a preseason. So if you're going to keep him and you believe in him, give him his preseason, get him his players, go start negotiating and get these players in. And Ruben, this is it. I mean, if they give you another year, this is the last year. I don't even think just within the top half of the table is good enough. I mean, if you come in 9th or 8th, I don't know if that's good enough. I don't think. But I haven't done research on Sporting, but I know that you had some tough times in the beginning and it got better. So hopefully that's the case here at Man United. This is a long off season. Hopefully we just finish on a good note on Sunday. I being honest, I don't think that'll happen. And then the summer, get some good news through the door, get some players, sell some players, and rule with a semi-soft iron fist. I want that. I want my manager to control the team. And hopefully, if that means that you have to rely mostly on academy players, do it. I mean, what's the difference? Here I have a 60 million pound player who plays like shit, and here I have an academy player who plays like shit. It doesn't make a difference. At least you are training the academy player to get better and hopefully help us. But we need talent. So you just can't be relying on the academy. Anyway, that was a long thing about Man United. I don't know where they're going from here, but I felt so sick after the game. So sick. I couldn't even speak. The first 15-20 minutes, my heart was racing. I was thinking about turning off the TV and just going away, because I knew what was going to happen. I know this team, and just stayed through it. They scored in the 42nd minute. I thought maybe we can do a miracle, but that's what good managers do. They had the lead and they just stopped us. So anyway, congratulations Tottenham. Enjoy it. Don't leave anything. Just enjoy it. Have the bus parade. Have everything. It's worth it. And hopefully, I don't know how else you celebrate, but hopefully this is just the start of something good for Man United. So hopefully the management makes a good decision, whatever the decision. I'm not picky. If they keep Ruben, they don't keep Ruben. Just make sure it's a well thought of decision. And once that's done, just support the team. Get players according to profiles, and then let's three trophies next year. 3 trophies. We can do it. Bye.